Causes of business risk. Now we have 5 different causes of business risk. The first one is the natural cause. Now business risk can happen due to any natural calamity, okay, like flood, earthquake, famine, over which human beings have no control. Okay. Next one is the human causes. Human causes like any loss due to human beings or any loss due to the employees in the organization. Now what kind of losses will the employees bring? Suppose a particular employee may leak a business secret to a competitor and may commit fraud also. So what will happen because of that? My profits will go away. I will start incurring losses. I will have business risk because that was an unexpected event. No one will think that my employees will do a fraud with me. My employees will leak out my business secrets. No one will think. So such losses or such causes due to which business risks happen, especially because of the humans, are classified as human causes. Okay. Dishonesty, carelessness, negligence of the employees, strike, riots, management inefficiency, etc. Clear? Now the third one. What is the third one saying? Economic causes. Economic causes is actually those events which bring risks to my business. But in what way? Suppose there is a change in the market condition. There can be change in the fashion preference of the consumers. There can be change in the tastes and preferences of the consumers, the demand of the consumers. So, do I have a control over the tastes and preferences of my consumers? Do I have a control over the change in the fashion trends? No, I do not have that. So, those reasons come under the economic causes. And these economic causes are related to change in the market conditions. Right? Next is physical cause. Physical cause means losses due to the damage in assets. Suppose there I use a particular type of machinery in my organization and that machinery is working no more. So I won't be able to produce my products. I will be having a loss in my organization because if I don't produce products, I won't be able to sell them. I will have a profit. So what is the main cause of that loss? What is the main cause of that business risk? That machinery. So that comes under as physical cause. Mechanical defects or failures may lead to the losses of the organization. Example, bursting of boiler and etc. Okay. And the last one, as you all can see, that is the other causes. Other causes means some political disturbances, some fluctuation in the exchange rates. Okay, that means those causes which cannot be classified in the above 4 categories come as the other causes of business risk. Clear? So these were the 5 causes of business risk. What are those? Natural causes, because of any natural calamity. Human causes, because of carelessnesses of employees. Number 3, economic causes, change in market conditions. Number 4, physical causes due to mechanical defects. And the other causes, which include political disturbances, fluctuation in exchange rates, so and so on. Now comes our topic, that is starting a business, basic factors. What does this mean? This means that while we are starting a business, certain factors have to be taken into consideration. You can see we have so many factors. In different books, you may find more factors, but these are basic important functions or factors that we have to keep in our mind while selecting our business. Clear? So one by one, we'll be looking onto these factors. Selecting the line of business, the first thing to be decided by entrepreneur is the line or the type of business to be undertaken. So definitely, while we are starting up of business, the first thing anyone needs to decide is the type of business or the line of business that we are wanting to enter in. Whether we want to be a manufacturing industry, whether we want to be a textile industry, and so on, right? So the first thing you need to decide about is the line of business. Now comes the first point. What is the first point? Scale or size of business. After deciding the line of business, means after you have decided that suppose you want to start up with a textile industry, the businessman must decide whether he wants to set up a large scale or a small scale business. So this has to be decided. What? After deciding the line of business, the manufacturer or the businessman needs to decide about the size. Size in the sense large scale or small scale business. Correct? Next point. Next point says choice of form of business organization. Now what is this? Over here we need to figure out that which form of business organization are we wanting to enter into. Now there are various forms of business organizations. We will be learning them in detail in chapter number 2, right? For the time being, just understand that there are different forms of business organization. One, sole proprietor. We can have partnership. We can have a joint stock company. Okay? So which form are we wanting to enter into? That choice or that decision has to be made. Clear? After this, what are we supposed to do? There comes the next factor. What is the next factor? Location of the business enterprise. Location, the place, the area where we want to set up our business, right? Whether we want in the urban area or we want it in the rural area, or whether at the outskirts of any particular city, right? There are so many areas. So the location has to be decided by the businessman. Let's see what's written here. The entrepreneur has to decide the place where the enterprise will be located. Before taking this decision, he must find out the availability of raw materials, power, labor, banking and transportation. Right? So, before deciding the location, he should analyze the availability of these factors, these raw materials, and the best place where he can find these raw materials, then only he should prefer setting up his business enterprise. Okay? Now the next one is about the financial requirement. Financial requirement means the money required, the capital required, the finance required to carry on the workings of the business. So, the businessman must analyze the amount of capital he might require to buy the fixed assets and for the working capital. Now, understand two terms here. The first term is fixed assets. What are fixed assets? The plants, the machineries, the land and building, they all are the fixed assets for my company. The tables, the chairs, all the equipments. And the working capital. What is the working capital? The money required for the day-to-day activities of a business, right? That is called as my working capital. So, to start with a business, what is a Important step, the businessman must analyze the amount of capital that he requires for fixed assets, required for working capital, and then he has to do a proper financial planning. He needs to plan that how will he utilize his funds. Suppose he has 1 lakh rupees as capital. So what is he supposed to do? First, he is supposed to analyze that how much money he should spend in buying the fixed assets, how much money he should spend in buying the, not buying, how much money he should put into the working capital of the business, and then he has to plan certain things on. Clear? So that was all about the financial requirement. Then the next is physical facilities. What are the physical facilities? Machinery, equipment, building. Okay. Actually, over here we read about fixed assets. They are only carried down over here. Now, why are they carried down? Understand that what type of physical facilities you require, what type of fixed assets you require, that depends on the size of your business. That will depend on the type of your business, isn't it? Suppose you are working on a small scale, then you will need a limited fixed capital. At the same time, if you are operating on a large scale business, then comparatively your fixed assets requirement will be higher, your working capital requirement will be higher, isn't it? So you have to analyze your physical facilities also. Okay, now these physical facilities, as I have said, depends upon the scale, size, type of business activities that he wants to carry on. Clear? Next is the competent or committed workforce. Now what is this we are talking about? Over here we are talking about the employees or the staffs or the human resources that we require in our organization. Okay, now for an organization we require some skilled employees as well as we require some unskilled workers, isn't it? So it is the work of the businessman to analyze that what kinds of workforce, what kinds of human resources it requires, how much skilled and how much unskilled, what types of technicians they require. Okay, so that all analysis has to be done, and then according to that he will do the recruitment, he will do the selection of the employees, right? Let's find out what's written here. The entrepreneur must find out the requirement of what? Requirement of the skilled and the unskilled workers, okay, as well as some managerial staff to perform the various activities of the organization, right? Now the last factor, that is setting up of the enterprise. What is it written? After analyzing the above mentioned points carefully, the entrepreneur can start the business, which would mean mobilizing various resources and completing the legal formalities. That means after analyzing the above mentioned points, that is, we have to analyze or we have to decide the line of business, then the scale or the size of the business. After that, the form of business organization that we are wanting to enter. After that, we need to decide or we need to find the best location where we can get all the kinds of raw materials. Then the financial requirement of my business, physical facilities, and the competent or committed workforce. So when all these factors are taken into consideration properly, what do I decide? I decide or I set up my final enterprise. Clear? So that is all for today. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.